Dora, Boots, and Dora's family all got together at Dora's house. Dora tells the story on the day she, Boots, and her family had to catch the babies. It all started when Dora woke up and said, "Good morning," in Spanish and English. Perito, the puppy, was sleeping on her bed. Soon after, she hears her baby brother and baby sister. Dora couldn't see them, but she can hear them. The babies are somehow not on their cribs. Instead, they were outside, reaching for the rattles. The babies reach for the rattles in the stroller. The babies get into the stroller, and the babies get all buckled up. The stroller started moving on its own. It rolls onto the path and out the gate. Dora was in shock. She tells her parents that the babies fell in the stroller and the stroller is rolling away. The parents looked outside and they were shocked. So Dora and her parents went outside in their pajamas to catch the babies. Poppy sees the babies go and notices that they were going faster than they should. The problem was that they didn't know where the stroller was going. Dora checks Map for assistance. Map tells Dora that the stroller is heading towards the gooey geyser, but to stop the stroller and get to the gooey geyser, they have to go through the farm and through the flowery garden. After memorizing the places, Map tells me to tell Dora that first she and her parents had to find the farm. The tree was blocking their vision. Suddenly, Boots appears and moves and leaves out of the way to reveal the farm. Boots comes down from the tree and lands into Dora's arms. Dora tells Boots that the babies fell in the stroller and that the stroller was rolling away. Boots was in shock about the news and came along to help Dora and her parents catch those babies. Dora, Boots, and Dora's parents got going. Once at the farm, the path splits into 3 different directions. One path leads to the barn, one path leads to the silo, and one path leads to some bales of hay. Dora and Boots take the path to the barn, while Poppy takes the path to the silo, and Mommy takes the path to the bales of hay. Suddenly, Dora and Boots ran into a horse. He was hungry for his breakfast. He wanted 3 apples. They feed him 3 apples and continued through. Poppy had a problem too, but he had to deal with a pig who was hungry too. The pig wants 4 watermelons. They count out 4 watermelons and Poppy continued through. Immediately after, Mommy had to deal with a sheep and the sheep wanted 5 carrots. They counted out 5 carrots and Mommy got through. Dora, Boots, Mommy, and Poppy got back together as they made it through the farm. Dora checks Map to figure out where to go next. Map places a check mark by the farm. The path traces to a flowery garden. I tell Dora next they have to go through the flowery garden. Dora, Boots, Mommy, and Poppy continued to try and catch the babies. The stroller goes over the bridge, but then pieces of the bridge broke apart. The babies got across just in time. Suddenly they saw someone swinging on the vine. It was not a bird, it was not a plane. It was Abuela. Dora, Boots, Mommy, and Poppy grabbed the vine and swung across the bridge. At the flowery garden, the path splits into 4 different directions. The group decided to split up. As they checked on Dora and Boots, they had to wake up the clapping flowers. As I check on Abuela, she had to make a silly face with silly flowers. Next, I had to help Poppy do a silly dance with silly dancing flowers. Finally, I helped Mommy go quietly through a field of flowers with bees sleeping on top of them. The group gets back together once more after making it through the flowery garden. Dora checks Map once more to figure out where to go next. Map places a check mark on the farm and flowery garden. The path traces to the gooey geyser. Map tells me to tell Dora that next they have to go through the gooey geyser. As the group continued down the winding path, they saw capybaras obstructing the path. Diego comes down with his parasol transformed by his orange backpack. Diego imitates the sound of the capybaras so the capybaras can move out of the way. Dora, Boots, Diego, Abuela, Mommy, and Poppy walk past the capybaras. The babies weren't at the gooey geyser just yet. Suddenly, the path splits into 5 different directions. They couldn't tell which way they went, so Poppy suggested they split up. But when Dora and Boots entered a safe path, her family cried out for help. Abuela had to swing over the prickers and thorns. Mommy had to climb over a rocky wall. Poppy had to jump over 2 mud puddles, and Diego had to crawl underneath some low branches. After that, the group gets together and is now caught up with the babies. Dora gets ahead of the others. She wiggles her fingertip as she tried to reach the stroller, inch by inch. Dora finally stops the stroller, saving the babies at last. The rest of her family plus Boots arrive and are glad that the babies are saved. Unfortunately, the happiness is short-lived as to everyone's shock and dismay. The ground started to shake, causing everyone else to shake. The gooey geyser was getting ready to go kersploosh. Everyone ran and took cover, but surprisingly, upon getting kersploosh, the gooey geyser didn't spurt out goo, but instead spurted out pink and blue bubbles, which the babies loved. Dora asked the babies if they liked their ride. The babies really enjoyed it.